welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Okay, that's good. All right, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right, welcome back. All right, that last work session kind of productive, not necessarily the things I want. I went down this rabbit hole about this thing that I want to talk about, like right now, and so I was like bringing up an old project, and like it still works, which is pretty dope. Kind of. There's some stuff in there I have to work on, but it's it's pretty cool. So now what I want to talk about first is that I want to do this here. Yes, because it is World Cup time happening here in the U.S. I just wanted to shout out Astro. They have this pretty cool like soccer jersey or football jerseys that you can like customize and like stickers and like a water bottle. It's pretty dope. And so they have like a home and away team variant of the jerseys. And what's kind of awesome, like I mentioned, is that you can personalize it. And so you can select your own like numbers and your name on the back. And that's pretty dope. And so they have it in their shop, which is right here, right? So I'm going to post a link to everything also so you can check it out. If you want to like support and pick up some stuff, it's pretty dope. And so here's the shop. I'm going to just put a link to the shop itself as well. All right. And so here we go. And so here's the home. And let's take a look how that looks. So you select your size. I'd probably get like I don't know how large they run. But what I like is that the price, 4321. They stay sticking with like the astronaut rockets theme. So I appreciate that very much. 4321. And so so you can like, will this show? Oh, I thought it would show. So like this is how it looks. I'm assuming this is like AI generated. I'm not sure if they actually had this person sitting in this stadium or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool. So all right. So let's say what am I gonna put here? Leonardo. Oh, it'd be cool. Oh, okay. And then 88. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty dope. It actually shows it on there. That's kind of cool. That is pretty dope. Is this? Oh no, it's like an actual like image too on there. All right, that's pretty dope. I like it. Very nice. I guess it's on whenever you. Yep. Anytime you change something. That's pretty dope. Okay. And you go. Well, I mean, it's like football. You only go to 1 to 99. So if I put 1, is it just a 1? Okay. But if I put 0, 1. No, I still only put 1. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. All right. That's pretty dope. All right. Oh, so here you go. So you have the different, so you can say the size here. Oh, that's cool. All right. Oh, I'll probably get, no, because the XL is way shorter than the large. So I'll probably get the large. Yeah, and the chest width is not that much different. So yeah, I'd probably get large. Unless that is an error? I don't know. Wait, let me check out the away one. Oh no. So I'll probably end up getting a large then. Cool. Yeah, and it's an actual like soccer material. Pretty cool. For $43.21. All right, pretty dope. Shouts to them. Yeah, I think this is AI generated or something. All right, very nice. Cool. It already has it in the cart. Oh, this is something else from before. Oh, it remembers. Okay, cool. All right, so that's that. So shouts to Astro, super dope. Again, I put a link to if you want to support, you can too. Oh, also, and again, since it's like World Cup time, they have these stickers. Oh, that's pretty nice. I like how that. Hold on, did that? I didn't do that for the other shirts, did it? Oh no, it did. Wow. Okay, the view transitions. I didn't even notice that. That is kind of slick. But when I go back, it didn't do it. I don't know. But all right. But here's stickers. And so like hello world, it says welcome world. That's pretty dope. All right. I like it. Then we got like wearing the little jerseys and everything. Club Deportivo de Astronautas. Astronautas. Or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, 0 JS by default. It's pretty slick. I'm gonna pick some of this up. This is pretty cool. And so it's always cool to see creative ways that these different frameworks and stuff, to support them. It's pretty cool. So yeah, dope. All right, now this is what I really wanted to talk about here. Sure, just have a set. So WebMCP. Now, WebMCP is a thing I've been interested in for a minute. So much so that, in fact, when I learned about it, I created a whole application to kind of demo it or what have you. I think I showed it here before, but this thing here. All right. So what I want to try to do, because we'll talk about WebMCP, but I'm kind of doing it differently because WebMCP allows for your AI agents or whatever to be able to talk to your website and make things happen, right? But what I wanted to do, instead of having an external AI agent like in your Claude or whatever, I wanted to see what happens if you have it in your website attached to it, right? So at some point, I want to make like a voice agent or whatever, but for right now, just trying to do like just text. I'm just trying to see where things are, right? I haven't touched this in a minute. So, all right. So what I'm looking to do here is just like a to-do list where I can so I have two different ways of interacting with like the LLM, the agents, right? And so there's this web LLM, which is taking forever to download. I'm not sure what happened there, right? But also I integrated Prompt API, which is Gemini Nano built into Chrome browsers. And there's this Prompt API to be able to interact with it, right? And so I was thinking, again, I need to figure out why this isn't downloading because it's been up there for a minute. But my idea was that being able to have like all the smarts in the web page and you ask it natural language questions on how you want to do something on the page, and it will do it for you because it knows how to interact with the page through WebMCP, right? So you call different tools. And it's funny because I guess now that WebMCP is in the origin trial, which we'll talk about, it says WebMCP is not available on the site where it was before. Now, I know it wasn't before because the way it changes, it was changing a lot, not a lot, but enough to where it broke my thing a couple of times. And where registering the tools, and so you can like register a bunch of tools, or you can do them like individually. And when I try to register a bunch of tools, well, they took that out or something. So now I have like a loop that registers the tools individually, which is fine, it's no big deal. So, all right. So I think the last time I did this, I was like, hey, add to my list all the ingredients needed for a chocolate cake or whatever. And so that's where this came up from. And then when I was testing this, I said, please delete flour. So I got rid of flour. So you can see I've deleted flour from your list. And I said, please mark sugar as complete. And so it marked this complete, right? And this is all with the Prompt API. So let me say, okay. Okay, so please change almond milk to soy milk. Just to kind of show whatever, right? All right, so it's doing the Prompt API, and well, you can't see the terminal, not the terminal, the developer console that I got going on here. And give it a second. It takes a second. And so there you go. Oh, so what it did was it actually deleted almond milk and then added it soy milk. All right. So yeah. So it didn't, because I don't think I have a modify to do. So yeah. So it knew to like, oh, I need to delete this thing and I need to add it back. And it added like right where it was. It's pretty dope. So it's okay. I've updated your to-do list. I removed almond milk and added soy milk to it. Let me know if you need anything else. And it just gives these like emojis. Like I never asked it to do emoji. I think in my original prompt, I was like, you're a friendly, what did I say? You're helpful to do list assistant. You have a delete to do, toggle to do with the exact ID, and I think some other ones. Add. Oh, it didn't show everything. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Oh crap! It's not showing everything. That's fine. But yeah, so I gave it like a few. There's like 6 different. Let me see here. Yeah, so the 6 different like tools, because I wanted to do function calling, right? Because some models can't do function calling, and so for that I do something else. But like the prompt API, it looks like you could do. Was that the one you could do function calling, or it might have been the web LLM one, the Hermes, I think, is what I selected. Again, this is a long time ago, but the different tools. There's the get to do. So if I ask like what's in my to do list, add to do, delete to do, toggle to do, clear to do. So if I want to get rid of all of them, and then reply to user. So this is if they say something random that has nothing to do with the to-do list, like what is the distance from the Earth to the sun? And then to the prompt API, it goes there, and yeah, see the distance from the Earth. So this is the reply. What's we call it? Reply to user tool, basically. And so it does that. All right, but you could like take that out and be like, hey, that has nothing to do with your to-do list or whatever, or something like that. Oh, wait, you know what? Let me try this. Please add all the planets as items to my list. Yeah, all the planets in Earth's, because I don't want to do like random planets. Earth's solar system. Let's see what this does. And so instead of me having to go and try and find like, well, I know the planets or whatever, but like doing research and then adding to the list, like it can just do it for me. Like I could say, give me the ingredients of a certain, I don't know, like drug, or again, like I mentioned before, like a chocolate cake. Let's see what it does. I need to add like a thinking thing or something. Oh, look at that. That is pretty dope. My very educated mother just served us 9 pieces. Nice. Oh, wait, no, they don't have Pluto because Pluto's not a planet. Wow. And so you can see it did all the add to dos. Okay, no problem. I've added all the planets in our solar system to do list. You should see them now all there. Let me know if you need anything else. So this is what I think is pretty cool about the whole web LLM. You know what I'm saying? So now your website knows how to fill things out and do things on it. And now you can have this natural language thing. So a person doesn't necessarily have to know where to click and find things. They can just talk to your website and it does it for them, which I think is pretty cool. So like filling out forms and all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's pretty dope. Yeah, that worked. That's pretty cool. Again, I'm not sure why this web LLM thing isn't downloading. I have to go look into that again. I think because I went off the page and I was doing some other stuff, it probably like canceled the download or something. But this is pretty cool. All right. So all that being said, right? And now I'm excited to see that. Okay, I'm gonna post a link to this. So these are the docs. All right. And it kind of goes through what it is. But I want to go to the blog post first here. So now to make that demo work, I had to be in the origin trials for the prompt API, right? So that allows me to be able to use these features that aren't readily available. And so when you have origin trial, you put in the URL of your demo website, and they give you like a key or something. And then you can put that into your thing. So when it loads the page, it checks with it like, okay, this thing has access to be able to try this new feature, basically, right? So I'm gonna post a link to this as well. So now WebMCP, the thing that I pretty much just showed you, is now available origin trial. I think maybe that's why it said it's not available, but it did it anyway. I'm not sure. Again, it's been like a few months. I've been working on some other stuff, but this is going to make me want to come back and revisit it. So so June 9th, so like last week, this was published. Shouts to Alexandra Klepper. And build structured tools for agents to complete tasks efficiently and accurately in your web application with WebMCP, which we just saw there. I just added the planets in our solar systems to my list. You know what I'm saying? It did the thinking or whatever, getting the list, and then adding it for me. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of cool. I probably would have added Pluto. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad, but it didn't. So, all right. So in Chrome 149, you can sign up for the WebMCP Origin Trial. If you are new to Origin Trials, these are time-limited programs that offer early access to experimental platform features. So, like I mentioned, with the prompt API that we did before. While there may be usage limits, developers can integrate these features for live testing and gathering user feedback with the goal of informing future iterations of the API. So what is WebMCP? They'll probably explain a lot better than I can. WebMCP lets you provide rules for interaction between web application and agents. Instead of an agent guessing the purpose of an interface element, such as a button or input field, you can declare their purposes and manage page state. Pretty dope. So for me, I always try to start off, because you can test pretty much everything with like a to-do list. You know what I'm saying? Create, read, update, delete, basically data on your web page. And so that's why I was kind of like just jump towards create to-do apps when I try to test anything out. But so here we go. Use cases. There are many ways to add WebMCP to your website. For example, correctly filling complex structured forms, like I mentioned before, like if you're trying to fill out a form for your doctor or something. Build a WebMCP tool to help users map data to fields correctly instead of relying exclusively on autofill. For example, you can differentiate if a field requires a full name versus a separate first and last name. Okay, dope. So you probably have it like just ask questions, and then just when you respond to it, it'll put it in the right places. Pretty dope. Efficient application debugging. Build a diagnostics tool on a developer settings page so an agent can trigger fixes that are otherwise hidden behind nested menus. That's pretty cool. You can also help an agent understand interfaces that are designed for humans, such as calendar inputs. All right. So if you are using, is your use case missing, or do you have an idea you're excited about for WebMCP? So I just kind of said what I wanted to do is not like interacting with an external agent, but an agent built into the browser. That's what I want to be able to build. And then what I also want to do is, I'm still figuring this out, but I want to be able to connect to WebMCP, like not WebMCP, but MCP servers. There's a whole thing I have to try to figure out with that, because you can't just use your page as like a server or anything. So I'm trying to figure out a way to be able to connect to an external MCP server, so that way, like the brain. So let's say if you wanted to have something that could, I don't know, like a nutritionist thing or whatever, right? And you have this external MCP server that has knowledge about nutrition. So on your website could be like, all right, we want to fill out this form, and knows how to do all that. But like the brain and the question answering that people may have about nutrition. So you could be like, hey, I'm on a keto diet or whatever. And these are the things in my fridge. What can I make with it or whatever? And then it could probably go and come back and then give you like recipes or something. And then like then your website would know how to format those recipes to show properly on the website and fill out the different parts to where you can like export as like a PDF or something and download it or something. That's what I'm kind of thinking about it. And so that would be pretty cool. So join the early preview program and share your feedback, which is weird because I am like 99% sure I was doing WebMCP in that project, but it still worked. So I'm assuming maybe it still kind of works. I never changed anything in that code, and it was still able to call those tools. I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty dope. And so, yeah, again, check all that there. And then here's the actual documentation for it. I think this might have changed also. And so here it is. I posted links to all this. Yeah, I posted links to all these things here. And so explicit definitions. So the JSON schemas was pretty dope. Inputs and expected outputs to reduce hallucination and misunderstanding. So you tell it, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what you're going to get back. Then state a shared understanding of the current page context so the agent knows what resources are available, act on real time. I wonder if they mentioned tools here. In practice, your tools, Yeah. Okay. They mentioned. Oh, they mentioned a bunch of times. Okay, so yeah, so you just have to do Chrome flags, enable WebMCP testing. So maybe that's why it says that is not available. I have to do that, but it was working. So yeah, tools. Yeah, in other words, there is no support for what or web. Yeah, so okay, so this is one of the other things I was kind of wondering about. So browser. So yeah, so as tool calls are handled in JavaScript, a browser tab or a web view must be opened to provide a visible interface and browser context. In other words, there is no support for agents or assistive tools to call tools in a headless state. Okay, yeah. So you need to have in a browser. And that's why I'm thinking for my use case, the best thing. Oh, by the way, Angular has experimental support for WebMCP, so that's pretty dope. So it's built in. But yeah, so that's why my use case, that's why I want to have instead of having to worry about an external browser, this is my idea is like making your web application super smart. That's what I'm trying to focus on. You know what I'm saying? So a person can just interact with it through natural language without having to worry about finding places to click and enter in things. Like you'll just do it for them. And so, yeah, I think it's pretty dope. They have some demos here. Yeah, because we looked at the travel one before and the petite. This one. Oh, and this one was the pizza one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the pizza one. All right. So yeah. So check it out. So the way they normally do is that you have this model context tool inspector, which I think I have on this one. Oh, you know what? It might. You know what? Oh, it might be in my Chrome Canary. Let me see my Chrome Canary. I'm gonna open this up real quick. You probably can't see it. Chrome Canary. Let's see. Do I have this on here? Yeah, I have the WebMCP. Oh no, I have it on here too. I have the WebMCP on here also. Let me close this. That's what this tool is. Yeah, and then go back to my other page. Yeah, okay. Oh, you can't see this, can you? Let me hold on. Let me stop sharing. Let me share the whole window so you can see the everything. Let me see. Window entire screen. Let's go entire screen, and it is this one. If I do window, what does that do? Same thing. It's like the same thing. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see. Okay. So yeah. So here is so it has changed because previously I was able to use this. This is what they're talking about as far as the Chrome extension. So this is it here. And so it has changed because now it says error, you must run Chrome with the WebMCP for testing flag enabled, where that wasn't there before. I was able to actually, it would load up all the tools in here. And I was able to, from here, also using like Gemini API, whatever, manipulate the to-do list. So yes, okay, so that has changed. But it's still it looks like it kind of works because you can see here it says WebMCP is not available, right? But it's yellow and not red, like an error. So it still was kind of able to do stuff. Like it's still able to call the tools. And so it kind of knew. But that could be just because Prompt API has like tool calling, function calling in it. Maybe. Again, I'm not sure. But yeah, so yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing so you don't see all the billions of tabs I have. All right. But yeah, so have you tried WebMCP? I think this is for me, like being able to have your website to be able to interact with folks better. I think it's super cool. You know what I'm saying? So there's not like the overhead of trying to understand, like trying to get every use case in your web application. You can just set up your web application. You can set up tools so that it understands your application because you can do it imperatively and declaratively, right? So they can say it says here stuff, and so doing that as well as having like an AI agent there in your application so that people can speak with it naturally, which I think is pretty dope. And so we'll see. And then the next step for me is to like being able to like do it through like your voice or video or something. So that I think is gonna be pretty cool. So, all right, I think that is it. Cool. Let me get y'all back to work. Have you tried WebMCP? I'm saying, let me know what you think. If you have a demo or something, that'd be cool. It'd be cool to see that work out. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna send y'all off with some traveling music. Can I do this? Oh, let me see something. Can I do this? Oh, that worked. Nice. All right, I'm gonna send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track's called "Thank You." Thanks for hanging out. See you like 15 minutes after the hour. We'll take a look at an artist's website, listen to music, watch some videos, maybe you'll become a fan. But till then, I wish you much productivity. All right, this is Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. Thank you. All right, see y'all later. Easy. Peace.
I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like and everybody says we spread love like I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong.